Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. I'm your host, James Harris. This episode, we're going to be doing a movie review. We're going to be doing a review on the latest DC animated film release, which is The Death of Superman. It came out a couple of weeks ago, so this review is slightly late. This was a really great movie that I wanted to take a moment to sit down and give a brief review on, non-spoiler review, to hopefully turn you guys onto this movie that might have slipped under your radar at this point. Previously adapted the Death of Superman storyline, which was I think a year or so long storyline that happened in the comics in the late 80s, early 90s, with the introduction of Doomsday into the DC universe and him, of course, killing Superman. Non-spoiler, because this happened 15, 20 years ago. And the first ever in this new line of animated films that they've been doing with Superman Doomsday, which they try to take that whole year-long storyline and try to combine it all into one film. And it was their first attempt into this new foray in this division of movies they've had since they just had the 10-year anniversary, so roughly like 10 years ago. This is, I think, film number... they're like in the 30s, 32, 33. They're up there. They were putting out like 2 a year, and they've been ramping up more and more recently. So they put out 3 to 4, like every 15 months or so, with these animated film releases. And I have to say, I was really pleasantly surprised. I never initially read the Death of Superman storyline in comics. I did see Superman Doomsday and wasn't impressed by it. It did not do well. They, of course, gotten better over the years as they've done the animated film releases. But this one I felt like was handled with a lot of care and love. They had already announced a year ago that they were going to do it in 2 parts. It was going to be The Death of Superman, and early next year they're going to release part 2, which is going to be Reign of the Supermen. These are the story arc straight from the actual comics. Now, from what I've heard from other different people reviewing them, that this one is, a lot of times they do a little twist when they're adapting the particular stories from the comics for these animated films. This one, from everything that I've heard, is very, very closely adapted to the original source material. A few things were changed because in the animated films, they use like the New 52 as a launching point for like the current continuity kind of throughout the through line throughout the different animated films that they've been doing. So outfits have been updated and things of that nature. A few members have been changed out to kind of reflect the current status as of the New 52 anyway, in the comic books of what DC looks like, which I don't think was a big gripe for me at all, because like I said, I never read the original story. Great voice work done. They have Jerry O'Connell, Rebecca Romijn. Jerry O'Connell is doing the voice of Superman. We have Rebecca Romijn doing Lois Lane. We have Rainn Wilson, which was a pleasant surprise, as Lex Luthor, because I've always think of Rainn Wilson as this over-the-top type character. He has a subdued, maniacal, kind of chilling approach to his Lex Luthor, and I enjoyed it. It was surprising when I heard that he was doing the voice that I didn't pick up on it, and that his performance was so subdued from what I normally see him on TV and movies doing. It's very subdued, and it was I liked it. I have to say I liked it a lot. They had Rosario Dawson do the voice of Wonder Woman, which she's reprising her role from doing it. She's already done the Wonder Woman voice in a few movies, a few of the animated movies. She did, if I remember correctly, Justice League Throne of Atlantis. I can't remember if she did Justice League War. I don't think she did that when I was going back looking at the notes, but she's done Justice League Throne of Atlantis, and I think Justice League versus the Teen Titans. She did the voice from Wonder Woman, so she's reprising her role doing that voice. We had Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, which he's done that role in multiple of these DC animated movies, especially the ones that are the New 52 related. Also, Christopher Gorham as the Flash, which he's done the Flash in other movies. With him, especially him and Rosario Dawson, if I can say one kind of down thing, it didn't hamper this movie at all, but Rosario Dawson's voice has become so distinct to me, seeing her in so much stuff, especially all the Marvel Netflix series, that she didn't sound like Wonder Woman. She sounded like Rosario Dawson. So it was a little disconnect hearing her voice as Wonder Woman, even though I've heard it before. But I guess not too long ago, just a few months ago or a month or so ago, seeing her as Claire Temple in the Marvel Netflix series, her voice is just so synonymous with other characters because she's, excuse me, excuse me, she's pretty notable as an actress now. So her doing voice work, kind of, you can't associate her as the character. I relate to her as the actress. So it kind of broke a little something there. It wasn't a large role that she had, but I just always heard Rosario Dawson, not Wonder Woman. It was always that disconnect there. And Christopher Gorham as Flash it's a similar thing too. I think in my head now, Grant Gustin is so much the Flash in my head, or even Michael Rosen as the Flash from the Justice League animated series, that I always associate those as a Flash in my head. And not that he was bad, it was just that and it's always felt like it's somebody filling in and it should be another voice there. I was wanting to hear another more distinctive voice as the character. Again, these aren't big things to mark off on the movie because otherwise this was a great adaptation. It was a lot of emotion. I think it was one of the more highly produced animated films in this series that they've done. Since they're doing it as a two-parter, they really put a lot of time and care in it. The pacing to me was perfect with the movie, and overall, especially with Jerry O'Connell, Rebecca Romijn. I always want to still call her Rebecca Romijn Stamos, but they've been divorced for years, and actually, her and Jerry O'Connell have been married for years now. So it was cool seeing a married couple kind of play with that Lois and Superman dynamic, and they're actually married. So their chemistry was extremely well. Rebecca Romijn did a really great job as Lois Lane as well. Like I said, all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I definitely have to highly recommend it. 2 big thumbs up for The Death of Superman. You can get it retail for, depending where you can find it, you can find it. It only came out mid-July, so it came out right in the middle of Comic-Con. I luckily found it on sale. You might still be able to find it on sale digitally. I found it on iTunes for $10, and it's a steal for $10. I would have gladly paid full price for it. But if you want to, buy it physically, you should be able to find it in one of, like a Best Buy type situation or online through Amazon. You might be able to find it for that same price. But even if you pay full price for it, I think it's definitely worth the price of admission, worth sitting down and seeing. Very emotional, especially like towards the end of the movie, and they set up perfectly going into Reign of the Superman which they said is coming out early 2019, which we should probably get it in, anywhere between January and March of next year, which I can't wait to see it because how they left things. Also, to give a shout out to, it was co-directed by Sam Liu. He's done a lot of the different DC animated films, but his co-director was Jake Castanera, which I'm not familiar with him. And I think this is the first time that I can think of that I've seen him listed as a director for any of the DC films, but they did a great job together. Like I said, it was great atmosphere, tone, and emotion with this movie. And I'm not a huge Superman fan, though you do see the shirt that I'm wearing. But I didn't cry or anything like that, but I felt the emotion, and it made me care for a character that I like, but I don't love. I'm more of a Batman, Superman, Green Arrow type of Nightwing fan, but it made me really feel emotionally attached to Superman. So I thoroughly enjoyed the movie for that reason alone. So again, that's my glowing recommendation of The Death of Superman. If you have a moment, check it out. If you're new to the channel and you like this review, I do tons of different comic book related movie reviews. I will leave, you should see a box come up here where I will leave a annotation, or you'll see the eye there that will take you over to the playlist where you can see all the comic book film reviews I've done. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and also smash that like button. And also click the bell notification down at the bottom so you'll be alerted when I drop new content on the channel. I normally try to drop content 2 times a week. Normally Tuesdays and Thursdays I drop new videos on the channel. Just depending on, life comes up. Sometimes I might only drop 1 video, but I try to consistently drop 2. But if you click the bell notification down at the bottom, you'll be alerted as soon as new content drops on the channel. Also, if you have seen the movie, let me know down in the comment section below, or based on this review, do you feel inclined to check the movie out? Let me know your thoughts down below about the movie with no spoilers, though the name is a spoiler with the death of Superman, but don't go into too much detail and not spoil it for people that haven't seen it. But let me know your thoughts and what you think. And that's all I have for you guys for this video. I will see you next time with another episode of Comic Book Savant. You guys take care and have a good week. See you soon.